Very much an integrated course.
And how we go about our day-to-day lives.
It's really welcoming for international students.
It gives you plenty of opportunity to move into many different subjects.
All the sociological aspects that I've been looking to study.
Still so much more to explore.
I'm Paul Gilfillan. I'm the programme leader for the Psychology Sociology programme, and I'm a lecturer in sociology. My contribution to the programme is 4 modules. I have a first year module, Introduction to Academia, third year modules, Research Methods and Sociology of Liberation, and I have a fourth year module, the Sociology of Scotland.
Okay, my name is Eirik Skandret. I've been lecturing in sociology at Queen Margaret for about 8 years. Before that I worked in sort of adult education in the voluntary sector mostly. The courses I teach here at the moment, there's 4 courses. First year course I teach is called Studying Society, the Sociological Imagination, and that's really aimed at first year, some of whom have done a bit of sociology before, some of whom have not, but really to encourage a kind of excitement in trying to understand how society works and what patterns there might be, and what a lot of current affairs, things that we see in the newspapers and so on.
I did again the joint. I was doing psychology and sociology. It was really after I left school and I couldn't find any sort of jobs, and so I thought, right, uni's the way to go right now. And I flicked through many prospectus, such and such, and living in the borders I was kind of stuck to Edinburgh, and I found, you know, Queen Margaret and Napier was the 2 that I went for, and I got into both, and I just thought, I think Queen Margaret's the way to go.
It had all the sociological aspects that I'd been looking to study, and you know, it also included a bit of psychology, which I thought I'd find interesting, and it was definitely a course that appealed to me in a lot of ways, so I was quite happy to come along and give it a go.
Well, it was actually, when I first came, I chose, it's psychology and sociology, and I was very interested in psychology when I first started. But it wasn't until we actually got into the programme that the sociology really kind of grabbed hold and really got an interest in that. The
Psychology Sociology programme is a 4-year course, and it's a 4 years honours course. And what we like to think is that it's very much an integrated course. One of the strong emphases in this particular course is the notion that, for example, students will emerge at the end of this 4-year programme, not just simply with the usual academic skills and abilities, but also very much having come through the 4th year dissertation process. They're able to present themselves to potential employers as people who are able to generate an original data set to produce knowledge, and then of course to disseminate and to defend and articulate its robustness.
I teach a 2nd year course which is called Social Movements and Political Change. That really draws on my interest in social movements, particularly environmental movements, but other social movements as well, and really looks at how social and political change happens, and the role that citizens through collective organising play, what role they play in making that change happen.
The kind of theory I've learned and the ideas that I've been exposed to, they kind of move away, where sociology moves away from individual kind of approaches to how society is structured and how we go about our day-to-day lives. That I've pretty much come away with a completely different attitude to a lot of things than I expected, where beforehand I might have initially looked to understand something from an individual sort of explanation of why we do something. I now look at it and kind of think about more how society kind of structures these kind of things in us, and how it's an interaction between lots of people that actually really kind of structures how we think about things. So that above anything's probably been the main thing I've learned.
The reason that I picked QMU was because when I came for an open day, and when I walked in, there was you just get a feeling of warmth in here. It didn't feel overwhelming when I walked in, where as a mature student I felt if I went to some of the other campus universities, you do feel in the minority because it's full of 21-year-olds or what have you. So it was more the feel of the place.
I pretty much picked to come to Edinburgh, and I lived in Brighton, and I decided I wanted to come first and foremost to a city that I was going to enjoy living in for 4 years. I'd heard rave reviews about Edinburgh. I'd been up for a weekend before and had a really good time, so I applied to a lot of unis in Edinburgh. I applied to QMU and Napier and Edinburgh, and I got down to a choice between here and Napier, and I picked QMU because I thought I'd enjoy the kind of all-in-one kind of campus. I wanted to come somewhere where the campus wasn't split about all through town, but because I was going to be staying in halls, I wanted to kind of be immersed in the kind of uni lifestyle, kind of like 24/7 kind of thing, so that was pretty much my main reason.
I think the diversity of subject matter is really quite illuminating. Although you have, in some instances, quite a prescriptive approach to various subjects and such like, you still are able to bring your own interests into things. And I think being able to develop your interests is really rewarding.